Hi everyone, I'm Caitlin Classing and I am here with the second vlog for Cryptonite, aka Indy. And Indy came back to us this spring after a little winter holiday with her owner and breeder, Jackie Bell. And if you haven't watched Jackie's vlog on Indy's breeding, it's well worth a watch because I think she does a very good job of describing Indy's personality, and I think, as the kids would say, sounds like she got it from her mama, because Indy is a very sassy, smart mare, and somewhere in a dictionary underneath Boss Mare there is probably a picture of her. So in bringing her back into work, I thought it would be interesting to talk a little bit about working the horse in contact or creating a channel from leg to hand. And we're not talking anything high level. This is not dressage that we're doing here. This is just baby basics. And basically what we're trying to do is to create a channel for her energy, because especially with a horse like Indy, you better believe she's going to give us energy. And if we don't have a plan for what to do with it, that energy is going to go left, right, backwards, upside down, anywhere but forward and straight. So in thinking of how I wanted to describe this, I came up with a visual representation. So I have a drawing, and before anyone asks, no, I will not give up my career as a horse trainer to pursue my passion for art. But I want you to picture, or I'll have a picture of a horse, and underneath that horse there is a pool of water, clear, beautiful water. And then we have a mill, those old-fashioned water mills. I don't think I'm making those up, that's an actual thing, that is going around, picking up the water, sending it across the horse's back, and then it cascades down out into the contact. And so that becomes the channel that we can ride the horse's energy through. The water is the energy that's continually flowing, and if they want to give us more energy, we have a way to channel it. It doesn't get overwhelming, it doesn't get dangerous. We keep channeling the energy from behind out to the bit. And this starts with push from behind. And so you'll see with Indy, when we start just saying, okay, you have to push and carry yourself, she starts to look for the hand to balance her, not reaching out for the contact and holding herself. And Indy is a very big, fancy mover, and I'll say anecdotally, we have seen that young horses that are really big, flashy movers oftentimes are the ones that struggle with this, because really what we're asking for is self-carriage, and for them to find their own balance in between the aids and not use the aids as a crutch for balance. And so it's harder for Indy because she is such a big mover, but you know, you have all of these joints and toes that flick, and she's got to figure out how to hold herself together, and we can't hold her up with our hand. And so there are two main evasions that she can kind of pull out at us, and because she is a smart mare, she does both equally well. So the two evasions, and I'll have visual representations as well, is she can become above the bit, and I think of that like a V, and the energy gets stuck kind of underneath the horse. And it isn't going out to the contact anymore, it's stuck almost behind the rider. You can think of it as behind the leg. And then we also can have her become, I think of it like a sideways candy cane, where she's behind the bit. So she's above the bit or she's behind the bit. And in both cases, the energy is stuck behind the rider. And then our beautiful pool of water that was supposed to be getting circulated by our water mill becomes this black, stagnant pond where we can have algae and bacteria and all sorts of nasty things growing. And when we're riding a horse that the energy has gotten a little bit stuck in, it can feel a little bit like we're sitting on a bomb, ticking time bomb. It feels very fragile, and all of a sudden they're giving us more energy, and that stagnant pond becomes a big lake, and instead of just having little toads or newts crawling around in there, all of a sudden we've got the Loch Ness Monster. And that's how a lot of behavioral issues can start. It's just not a clear understanding of this circle of energy that they need to keep pushing from behind out to the bridle, accepting the contact, but not using it for balance. So with Indy, until she really understands this connection between our leg and our hand, it's sort of do not pass go, do not collect $100. We have to stay at this place in her training until it's really confirmed, because she is a very smart mare, and once she understands that when she gives us energy we don't have a way to use it, and she can get away with like in a canter transition, having a little bit of a buck or a kick out because we've asked her for more energy and she's given it to us, but not in a way that we can use. And then same thing before we take her off property. Naturally, it's to be expected that a horse is going to give us more energy when they're in a new environment, and we want to make sure that we have a way to ride her through it. So again, it's not about putting the young horses on the bit, and it's not about creating a frame for a novice dressage test. It's about creating understanding of the aids and giving these horses a way to ride through situations that will naturally arise when we're working with young horses. So we're excited to follow on with our progress with Indy. She is certainly smart and giving us all a run for our money, but I think she's a very fancy, very typey mare, and we're excited to keep everyone up to date with her progress, and we'll keep you posted.